So I think, first off, the mentality of success on a short term, I think that is a massive misleading. You have to think long term. Are you here for a short term hit? If you're not here for a short term, you have to constantly become strategic. Like he said, he's not an OG because now he's looking for how to reimagine. I heard him, I will have to go and check it out online when I leave here now. But he's trying to reimagine, reimagine. You can sit down and say, oh, my time has passed. I wish I was born a boy. But you can also sit down and say, what can I do with my old song that this new generation need? What can I, because there are people that, as much as I do OG, new G, there are some people that have stayed relevant and they're still running. I still follow Lonorichi online and they're still doing shows. In fact, his one person's ticket can be somebody's 17,000 people's ticket. Yeah. He sings for all those princes in Middle East. He's not your mate. So I approached it from a long time. And since I started that, I think I was like, because when Navy Mortgage happened, I wasn't prepared. So it just happened. I say, oh, you're my mentor. Lead me. Oh, show me. Accept me. I was like, what is going on? Where did I become? I'm making him somebody ask me questions. Now they invite you, come and tell us how you made it. Did you know? Did you visualize? I'm like, calm down. This one don't work now. They don't define me. Let's go back to the one that didn't work.
Yes.
Because the funniest is that the films we love most, or the art pieces we love most times are not the ones that the people outside love. Yeah. So I've separated it from the get-go. And so I have stories I make, something we say in film, you make some for them, you make some for yourself. I like saying this everywhere. My highest profiting film is my worst ever made film. I can't mention the name of the film till today. It's on Netflix. It made 510% in profit. Jesus. 510%. That means I got my money and I got 5.1 times the money again. I can't watch the film. I'm praying that it gets missing in their server. But the films, they living in bondage, living out of bondage, it didn't make up to 200%. Here, I didn't say grossing. Because that's another conversation we need to have. We need to stop talking about grossing and start talking about profit. Business is about profit and not grossing, especially for a small-scale business like the creative industry. Grossing is for macro, not for small and micro. Grossing helps the industry, doesn't help the artist. You can gross 1 billion and take 50 million home. Why should I invest 1 billion and make 1.1 billion? When I can take 1 billion to make 10 films and make 200 million from each of them and make 2 billion from it. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Somebody in the Oscars said that thing. I said, it's time we've been to make some films for less. I can't remember the guy's name. He took an award and he said that before he left the stage. If I ask you who's the most successful musician in Nigeria now, who would you call? Burna Boy. Because we see him on billboards everywhere, selling out shows. But I'm not saying this, I don't know him. But he might not think he's the best. In fact, if he's a true artist, he will know he's not the best. Him to himself. Because he sees all his errors. I used to say to my wife, I like Genevieve, I like Lauryn Hill. But anytime I see them, they're on makeup. I see you without makeup. So if I compare you to them, I'm doing you a disjustice. Shout out to Charity, who doesn't need makeup, we know. What I'm trying to say is, you see yourself close, you see all your imperfections, and you judge yourself from there. So all I'm trying to say is you need to step away and understand that this art has two elements to it, fulfillment and profit. And then the ones you're doing for profit, know them, be strategic, and be direct about it. Do them for profit, make the money, then you use part of the money to fund the ones you do to sustain who you are.
The power of partnership. What has partnership done for you? Number two, so that's as a business. Then as a Christian, how have you been able to manage that?
I came to talk about money, and now I'm answering kingdom questions. You asked for it. So, first off, yesterday I had a very strange conversation with someone who's here. I told her, just come for this meeting. And she asked me if my company is a Christian filmmaking company, why am I not making Christian films? And I said, I didn't tell you I was called to make Christian films. In fact, God was very clear with the scriptures he called me with. 2 Corinthians 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there was no way he called me to Christians. I have a certificate, I have a diploma and a certificate from Mount Zion Institute. If I don't tell you, you will not know. I've watched Mount Zion for more than 20 years. Stage and film. It's one of the greatest influences in my life. But do I want to work with him? No. Because his calling is different from my calling. I'm not called to entertain Christians. That's what Mount Zion is doing. You say entertainment? No. Call it whatever you want to call it. Performance, entertainment, ministration, same word. Get content into someone else's soul. Entertainment. That's his calling. That's not my calling. My calling is to influence culture. Mm-hmm. And I keep saying this to everybody. I said, what was Nehemiah's job?
Go on,
You tell me, what do you call it, wine, something. What was Nehemiah's job? What was he doing for the king?
Yeah. Butler.
Put it in present terms. What was he? He was a barman for the king. Yeah. He would tell the king, there's a new scotch from Scotland. They served 24 years. He knew the best wine. This one will get you high in 15 minutes. This one will make you feel like getting. Daniel was in those Babylon parties. He was working for the king. That means they will have orgies. And then they will stay face window. They shakraba soup face window. So they could find nothing wrong with him except his relationship with his God. That means he showed up for every party. He was there when they were shining bribe. He was there when they were insulting the other kings. He was there. Did he partake? I don't know. I wasn't there. But he was safe in his calling not to think that he should be defined by the environment he found himself. Let me tell you the truth. If Jesus Christ comes to this world today, some of our churches will not accommodate him. And that is because we tend to generalize on our calling. That's the story I heard when I was a teenager. A woman in my church, she was a deaconess, beautiful woman. I think she's mixed race. She comes to church without makeup and without hair. She has the low cut, no makeup. So all the girls in my church started doing low cut, no makeup. She now came one Sunday to preach. I said, stop using makeup. Use it. I had a problem with makeup. If I'm going to church and my makeup has any mistake, I will stay back and miss church till I get my makeup correct. And God stopped me. But God has not stopped you all that have stopped because I've stopped me. Only very few people have the guts to come out to say that. It was an instruction to her. It wasn't a calling. Now it has become a dogma. So my own calling is to influence filmmakers that make films, to tell them they can connect with their creator and express their art. I don't like entertaining Christians. That is not my calling. So I watch Warrior, Power Room, Prayer, War Room. I watch Courageous. I watch Flywheel, all of them. I enjoy Kendrick Brothers. But that's not my calling. My calling is to make film in Pluto, in the depths of Cubana Club, in the church. As far as my story tells me to go there, that is my calling. Now, who am I supposed to work with? The best. Let me ask you a very simple question. Call the top 10 best filmmakers in Nigeria. How many of them are Christian filmmakers? We are brooding mediocrity in the name of churchianism. I know they feel. In my church, they were going to ordain me as a deacon. I was flying, I was connecting a flight somewhere, I think it was in Ethiopia somewhere. And I replied, I said, dear ma, thank you for this privilege. But I do not need an ordination of a deacon to do a job in the fields. I have prayed about it, God has told me to not take this ordination. She said, I have confirmed what you said in my heart. I'm not afraid to know that I'm called to make film not in the marketplace like Gates calls it, in the war front. And who will I shoot with? The best in the game. I want to know you as a filmmaker first, find out whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or you're an atheist. And I'm hoping that in the process, I'm coming, don't stop me. In the process, the salt in my life will influence the server of your life.
Naked film, you film, you shoot.
So now, when people die in films, do they die in real life? So why do I have to show someone naked to insinuate nakedness? That's lack of creativity. Why is everything fake until it comes to the things that pervert our mentality? The drinks we take in the film are fake drinks. We mix Sprite and, like I said, and make wine.
Yes, now.
But when it comes to open bomb, you don't pull out. You see that it's not the film that's making you pull the bomb. You want to show it. You want to show it. And now, from a business perspective, you show a bomb, you're rated 18, meaning if I come there with my family, my kids have to go watch a cartoon while I watch, so you have reduced your market by half. So from business, spiritual, common sense, you are wrong. So devise a better way to make me know you are naked without showing me nakedness. Then I will respect you. So I don't show nakedness because it is more of perversion than it is of creativity. It has no religious background. Because Adam and Eve was even naked in the Bible. Are you carrying me good here? Back to the basis of what we're saying. So my partners are filmmakers that are passionate about telling African stories. And I connect with them. And because of the beauty and the glory of the work we do, when Joseph solved the problem in Egypt, he said, let everyone worship this guy's God. Same thing with Daniel. The message is sweeter when you're preaching from the top. Stop preaching from down. Crowd there around you. Climb on top. Sermon on the mount, not sermon at the valley.
This conversation.
Climb on top. There's no Christians on top. It's lonely at the top.
Lonely.
I'm telling you. But if meet his boy snuffing cocaine, taking weed, drinking scotch, calling me Jew guy. It's lonely here. Wanna come? Please come. Why you welcome? So we can have tongues. The first time I met Foy, we had tongues in his house. We came for a business meeting. We're praying in tongues. I knew that was the start of a new thing. Second question, sir.
Now, would you collect investments from everybody? They want to bring money into the movie. You don't care about what he does. Would you collect investments?
Who's the audience for this video?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Businessmen.
So let me say this to you. Money is to business what blood is to humanity. Mm-hmm. The blood of your business is in the money. If you take money from an atheist to create a Christian film, it cannot have impact. Take it from me. I have proof from history. And the reason why I was saying is lonely at the top is that there's a call for people who have core values to come to where they can fund. I cannot be preaching against feminism, pushing my chauvinistic agenda, and asking Amanda or Beyonce for funds. I cannot be doing a film with Magbami Loye and be asking an atheist for funds. I cannot be doing a film against Islam and be asking Dangote for funds. Because the moment I take Dangote's funds, it means I have bowed. The three things Satan provided to Jesus in Mark 4 and Matthew 4 were good things. To eat bread, to show that angels are walking, and so to take over he came to take over the glory of the world. But the process and the provider was wrong. So what makes the money wrong is, where is this money coming from? Because now I'm making a film. In Living in Bondage, we had a scene in Living in Bondage where devil and the pastor met. If that film was funded by people that do not fear God, that scene could have been shot differently. There was a sex scene in Living in Bondage. But that film was rated 13 because that sex scene didn't do anything. It was silhouette. As they started kissing, we faded to the leg and faded out of the scene. We knew they had sex, but nobody got turned on. Because the people that made the film had a value.
Sorry, are you sure?
Yeah? No, my brother, if that scene will turn you on, the Sons of Solomon will turn you harder. Because Sons of Solomon has worse. I peeped through the hole of the door of my glover. And the roses, let's leave that one. But what I'm trying to say is you can see the effort that is being put in there. Yeah. But back to what I'm saying, so if you take money from someone, you need to define who you're taking money from to determine where you're going with your project. I don't know about music, but take it from me. You know this Illuminati thing, I had a very strange experience. Hey, this is public. I will say that. Don't say it. That's very deep. But these guys are very strategic. Yeah. The only group of people that are not strategic on this earth and in this nation are Christians. Yes. That's why when he said that we don't have an agenda, it's strange because our God had an agenda. Before we sinned, he slayed his son. The man has pure agenda. Then we made in his image. We're not walking around living holy life. For who he benefits? Back to what I'm saying. So you need to be careful where you get your money from. And I think that we are creative about our art. We're not creative about our business. And if you have a car and your engine oil and your water mixes up, what happens? The car has a fault. But you know that the channel of the engine oil in your car is inside your car. The channel of your water is inside your car. The channel of your fuel is inside your car. But they're not connected. Your respiratory organs are in your body. Your reproductive organs are in your body. Your, what again? Excretory, whatever, is in your body. They don't mix. When food from your stomach is entering your lungs, there's a problem. So in your system, there's a business and there's a creativity. The fact that it's in your body doesn't mean it has to mix. Separate it. It's in the same body, but they have different channels. So you're getting money from someone. The person will tell you what to do with the story. Let me ask you a question. If Woman King was funded by Nigerian money, would the story be the same?
Never. Never.
So even your creativity is capped on the funding. So we need to be very, and the funniest thing is, we have not come to understand that the funds that God has given to us is not just to fund our lives and our churches, but also to fund this powerful platform called creativity that God has blessed Africa with. You stay in the malls in the world and you're hearing our artists singing in different airports and malls. Imagine they were saying something that can impact the minds of people. And imagine we're funding those songs. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not just to fill up rooms, but to put songs in where it is needed. I saw Copa America. They were praying before the thing started. I still think it's a fake. I thought it was a skit. I couldn't believe it. That's how bad it was. They pray, and it's in America. They're doing this in Canada. Why are they playing the match? Is it America or Canada? Not America. So they were praying in that place. We don't pray for Nations Cup. But that shows you what can happen. What I'm saying is, get money and put the money where the person who released the money wants to invest. Be creative about how you approach people that give you money. Not every money is for every project. Not every funder is for every film. But the final I want to say is, being Christian and being prudent and being transparent are not synonyms. You can be a fraudulent Christian.
We have a lot.
You can be a shady Christian, because some people are not even fraudulent. They just don't know how to manage funds. Somebody works for 7 days a week, 365 days a year, takes the fund from his savings and gives to you to put into your film. And the first thing you want to do is to pay yourself salary. You're a fraud. Do you deserve the salary? Yes. But why don't you put in the work? Even your Bible tells you, it was at the 12th hour the man came to pay the people that worked for the day. He didn't pay them at the beginning. So think about the fact that this money that they give to you is someone's hard-earned money, somebody's pension, somebody's land that they sold, somebody's job is on the line, somebody's KPI performance on the line. Before you take that money and spend it like it's free money. Because one thing about creative is that we feel we deserve. We're entitled. You're not entitled to nothing. People put money where money will come back. People don't put money to reward you. Investment is not a reward. So a black man kissing a black man in a film is worth 10 times a white man kissing a white man.
Do you understand?
A black woman kissing a black woman is worth 10 times a white woman kissing a white woman. Let me shock you. So LGBTQ is not the end.
Yes.
They're trying to drag you to a point where immorality becomes good. When a man sleeps with another man's wife, it becomes good because now you say, I'm not even gay. The world's going to get to that point where being immoral is safer than being gay. So it's a long-term thing. And it started in the 80s. Hope you know that Ernie and Bert were wearing multicolored sweater in Sesame Street. And they were two men staying as housemates in the same house. They were partners from 1982. They have this agenda, they keep re-strategizing it. So now if you say you are a strong man, they will give you an award. You take the award, they'll give you a job. You take the job, they make you depend on them, where if they pull the plug, you get scared. So when you are dependent on them, and they ask you to do this thing.
So
All God said was no. I think I first need to even mention this publicly. That there's someone that thinks to get some credit in all of this that's happening in the film industry, streaming wise, and it's Jason Njoku, the guy that pioneered the Euro.
Yeah.
You know, I heard the story. We have to be careful with good stories nowadays, but he had said that his mom was in London, he was here, or something like that. He had to be sending her films to watch. And so he was always uploading Nigerian films for her to watch where she was in London. Then he just thought, you know what? I wonder how many other grandmothers or mothers need to watch this thing. And he now decided to create this app where people can go and watch. And Iroko was formed. And I think, whether we like it or not, it's based off that database that Netflix and Amazon and every other person that's tried coming here have realized that, yes, there's something. Because, you see, we have been saying it here, money amplifies. Money, 2 million times 0 is 0. So if you have nothing to offer, they saw that, okay, at their scale, they're able to get this output. If we now scale it up, then they can get more output. I think so. We need to give him credit for that. Having said that, because of the internet issues here, when you put your thing online, you tend to get more. Like, again, to be honest with you, the whole living in bondage thing, rattlesnake thing, it happened because that was when the films were going on Netflix. I've not done films, I've done Learning Curves, I've done Make a Move, I've done Olibri, they've won AMVCA, they moved around, but it just wasn't, it was just there, if you get what I'm saying. And so those films brought, you're getting phone call from Poland, someone is saying, you're getting very strange messages from people, emails, asking you questions and interacting with you because your film is now on a platform that everybody anywhere can watch. It was a big thing, and it also helped, to be honest with you, as an artist, there's something it does to you to know that you are appealing, you're no more a local champion. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's not only your friends that are dancing to your song, there's the way it makes you feel. So that also gave us that boost that we needed to go all out. Having said that, we do a lot in my company. We do documentaries, we do films, we do a lot of different visual expressions. But when you reconcile the books at the end of the day, you notice that the money that comes in from Europe and America, it's more than what you make locally. You know what I'm saying? If Lagos is like fourth on my list of cities around the world where we get money from, and I spend more money traveling to Lagos anywhere else. I just came into Lagos yesterday night for this. But it's still, I noticed that if you now try not to be relevant in Lagos, all of those things might begin to get threatened because they also want to, they love you because you're the king of where you are from. So the moment you lose that grabs, so having said that, I think that there's a very strong contribution that the diaspora market does for us because they are the bridge between the international market and the local market. They're the ones that help these other guys to acquire our own art as their own desire. So that Jamaican neighbor or that Caucasian girlfriend will say, I like whiskey, they're kind of cool,
Yeah.
So you see a white guy, I remember one white guy, one Greek guy used to do something on Instagram back then. He would take a Nigerian song and sing it again.
She's still doing it.
He's still doing it. Oh, okay. That guy was only sure, right? Why are you telling him they talk? He wouldn't try to do the annoying accent that he does, But those things, as much as they look so little, it just has a way of opening up the space. So I think whether we want to acknowledge it or not, they have a major contribution. And that is why I have an argument for the streaming platforms. They say to us that we have very low subscription. And so one day I was in a meeting with one of them, I don't think I should mention it, and I said to them, how do you calculate my subscribers based off on where I'm domiciled?
Local, yeah.
So when a Nigerian man watches my film in Ukraine, you tell me it's a Ukrainian that watched the film. There are 75,000 registered immigrants into just Amsterdam, not Rotterdam, not The Hague, not Scandinavian part. In fact, I think we are counting in millions Nigerians that are outside Nigeria. Everybody here, I'm sure you have one uncle, one auntie, one sister, one girlfriend who Japan. If you go to Japan, in fact, international is busier than local.
We are praying Dr. First.
You're telling me Dr. Foy is first on the move. In Japan's 3 months a year.
3 months.
But what I'm saying is, so they're using that against us, and I think we need to address it. That are you counting? Because so when a British man watches this Netflix in Nigeria, are you going to be counting it as a Nigerian? Mm-hmm. We are talking about Nigerians, people who have appetite for our content. They're paying you $12 or $10 because they like what I create. It should count for me. Mm-hmm. How can our goals become own goals? You get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So yes, the diasporas are doing it for us, and I think that the more they consume our content, the more they create that bridge for our work to be easy to export.